Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington, Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. I have to tell you, this is one of those stories that could shake up the entire NFC East, and more specifically, it could be a game changer for the Washington Commanders. We've seen the NFL offseason heat up, rumors swirl, and teams trying to position themselves for a better shot at the postseason. But what's truly fascinating right now is the potential move involving Rachaad White, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers' talented running back. And let me tell you, this isn't just some off-season chatter. There's real substance here, and it could very well be a perfect fit for Washington. So let's break down the background. The Buccaneers have always been very particular about their depth at the running back position. They like having options, and they want to keep a competitive, versatile backfield. But as it's often the case in the NFL, roster moves are inevitable, especially when it comes to managing contracts and building for the future. White, who has shown flashes of brilliance, is entering the final year of his contract. That makes him a prime trade target, especially if Tampa Bay is eyeing the upcoming draft class with high hopes. Now, Tampa Bay's backfield is quite crowded: Bucky Irving, Sean Tucker, and of course, Rachaad White. Irving, a second-year player, has already established himself as the clear one in that room. He's young, talented, and they're likely planning to build around him. White, on the other hand, has seen a significant amount of carries, especially last season, but with his contract expiring, the Buccaneers might be tempted to test the waters. Tucker, a third-year back, has shown some serious potential, like his impressive 192 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns against the Saints, which really highlighted his ability to make an impact. But here's the crux. If Tampa Bay drafts a running back in this year's draft, it's almost a certainty that White or Tucker are going to be on their way out. The Bucs are in a position where they might prefer to bring in new talent, especially given the depth of the draft class. And with Tampa's most important game last season, White only managed 1 rush and 2 receptions, signaling that he wasn't exactly a focal point in their game plan. That might be a subtle hint that they're open to parting ways, especially if they see a better future in the draft or in other roster moves. Now, why should Washington be interested in Rachaad White? Well, the answer is simple. The Commanders are in a window where they want to contend now. They have Brian Robinson Jr., a promising young running back who's shown the ability to carry the load, but they're also aware that Austin Ekeler's contract is ticking down. Ekeler, who has been productive with 4.8 yards per carry and a solid number of receptions in the playoffs, only has 1 year left on his current deal. If Washington chooses not to extend him, or if they decide to release him, they could save around $3.4 million, almost enough to cover White's salary this season. That's a smart financial move, and it makes a lot of sense from a roster-building perspective. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The connection between Washington's quarterback and Rachaad White is undeniable. Jayden Daniels, the franchise quarterback for Washington, played with White at Arizona State. During White's final season there, before Daniels transferred to LSU, he racked up 43 receptions for 443 yards. White was a reliable outlet in the passing game for Daniels, and that chemistry could be easily re-established in Washington. In fact, White could step into a role similar to what Ekeler has been doing, being that versatile receiving back, the lightning to Robinson's thunder. Imagine for a moment a backfield where Robinson is the bruiser, the power back, the one who can carry the ball between the tackles and gain tough yards. And then when the offense needs a change of pace, White comes in, quick, agile, a threat in the passing game, capable of catching and making plays in open space. That kind of dual-threat combination would add a new dimension to Washington's offense. It's exactly the kind of chess move that could elevate their offensive scheme, especially in critical third-down situations or in the red zone. But of course, it's not just about the fit on the field. There are strategic considerations too. The Commanders only had 5 picks in the 2025 NFL Draft, which means they're already limited in their ability to add rookies or develop young talent. Trading for a proven player like White could be a shortcut, immediately improving their backfield without sacrificing draft capital. It's a move that signals they're all in on winning now, not just planning for the future. And speaking of the future, let's not forget the NFC East landscape. The division has been fiercely competitive, with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys constantly improving. The Commanders have shown flashes of promise, but they need that extra spark, that addition that pushes them over the top. Rachaad White, with his versatility and familiarity with Daniels, could be that spark. He's young, talented, and ready to contribute right away. Plus, his experience in the league, despite being only in his final year of his rookie deal, shows he's got the talent and the mindset to be a difference maker. Now, what about the potential risks? Well, Tampa Bay might not be eager to part ways with White unless they get a solid offer. The draft picks Washington is willing to give up could be a sticking point. Also, there's always the question of how White would adapt to Washington's system and whether he can be the consistent, reliable back they need. But given his previous connection with Daniels and his proven ability to catch passes out of the backfield, it's a gamble worth considering. As fans, we always want to see our team make smart, bold moves that can push us closer to that elusive Super Bowl. And right now, with the roster needing a bit of flexibility and that extra bit of offensive firepower, acquiring Rachaad White makes a ton of sense. It's a move that could redefine the Commanders' offense, add a new element to their attack, and give them the edge in this competitive NFC East. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Do you think trading for Rachaad White is the right move? Would you be willing to part with some draft capital to bring him in? Or do you think the Commanders should focus on other areas of the roster? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, more insights, and the latest news from the NFL and the Commanders. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep this conversation going. We're all in this together, and the future looks bright for Washington if they make the right moves. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.